Leo, Mercury is in your third house during the month of September, and it will be going retrograde on the 17th of the month. Because it's in its own house, this enhances your ability to communicate at this time. It also is the house of brothers and sisters and extended relatives. So if you haven't heard from your siblings, when Mercury goes retrograde, they may crop up in some fashion during this month. And likewise, it could relate to your local area, your neighborhood. But what I would advise is that when Mercury goes retrograde, that you make sure that if you must sign a contract, and you're always advised not to, but if you for some reason have to, that you really, really check on this. And any kind of communications, like internet is third house, that you really double check that you're not sending, an email bitching about your boss to your boss, that sort of thing, because that's exactly the kind of crossed wires that we can have during this time. And with the third house, that, exacerbates communications that much more. Well, Leo, I picked some really interesting cards for you. For the overall card, I picked the World card, which is really a positive card. It kind of is like the Sun card in that it's getting to the point where your dreams are realized. And it might be that you are on the precipice of it or that you have achieved it, but there is a cause for celebration for sure, because it could be an ending, but it's definitely a reveling in whatever it is that you accomplished. And for the first half of September, I drew the King of Wands and the Three of Pentacles. And the King of Wands is a very creative energy and relates to the fire signs, wands do. But that kingly energy relates to Leo, really, because it's really being in control of yourself and, being assertive, being bold. And it shows that if you have any kind of project, you're going to be doing it with enthusiasm. And you also are going to have the authority to be respected by others. And it's a wonderful leadership card as well. It is coupled with the Three of Pentacles, and of course, Pentacles is money and material goods, and the three is related to Jupiter. So that's a very good card too, and it points to teamwork. It's like a group that is achieving a goal and doing something well as a team. And this is for the first half of the month. And then it's very interesting because for the second half of the month, I get two cards that seem to indicate something else altogether. I got the Five of Swords, which is kind of a card that's related to looking after yourself rather than others, and even deceit. And it might not be you doing it, it might be somebody else, but it's not, it's something that is not really a thing to do, obviously. And then I got the Five of Pentacles, which is a card that is related to feeling rejected. It's interesting that they're both fives. Fives is kind of a number of flux, of change. And it is interesting that the first half was so positive, and then this is kind of almost like, the shifting winds of fortune, right? And it could be that something happens that maybe somebody betrays you. Maybe it's not you betraying somebody else, but somebody is showing a lack of integrity when it comes to you. And maybe that Five of Pentacles is causing you to feel rejected or disheartened by this turn of events. But the Five of Pentacles shows that we have to realize that we always have inner resources. Even when things seem bleak on the outside, there's always an inner wealth that we can tap. And so I think that we can interpret this very positively as it would be a good time to go within if you have been betrayed in some fashion. But I did draw the world card for the month as a whole, and I do see a lot of really great energy for you in the month of September, Leo. So I hope you enjoyed this. And if you would like either a private 30-day on demand reading or a law of attraction love reading, please hit me up. I've got my links below in the description box, and take care in September. Bye.